He fixed the car all day yesterday. Despite being a small car, the interior is surprisingly spacious. The problem has been satisfactorily resolved. I often visit my elders. My car is faster than yours. The exam was more difficult than I anticipated. You must make a reservation for dinner. The team will work hard for the next match. We watched a horror movie in the cinema. The song the choir sang was incredibly beautiful. He left early for the meeting. She will buy a new dress for the party. They want to learn to swim. He enjoys playing football with his friends. Students write in their notebooks. If I had a magic wand, I would destroy all my problems. She cooked a delicious dinner for her friends. If she had bought the dress, she would have worn it at the party. He had a technician fix the kitchen appliances. He always wears a watch. We had the plumber fix the leaking pipe. I wish he could speak more than one language. They practice the dance routine. He has great leadership skills. I always take the subway to go to work. I prefer winter to summer. The article discusses the impact of technology on society. My math skills are worse than my sister's. We visited a famous art gallery. He wishes he had finished reading before returning the book. We were looking for a new flat. My father told me, you should call your grandparents more often. I don't like coffee, he said. The party had already started when we arrived. He has to call his family to let him know that he's okay. They are dancing at the party. I wish we had moved to a bigger house. He had studied medicine for years before becoming a doctor. He'll be away for a few weeks. Flowers are blooming in the garden. They decided to swim, albeit late. Why didn't you attend the meeting? Asked. He didn't take the shortcut, so he came late. My car is faster than yours. You should respect their opinion, even if you disagree. We had already finished the project before the deadline. He will be working on a new painting all week. He gave his clothes to dry cleaners at the dry cleaners. They studied for the exam until midnight. She took a cooking class to improve her cooking skills. We must respect our elders. He wants to be a doctor in the future. I am working in a bank. Even if it's not perfect, it's still a good solution. Sometimes he forgets his umbrella. She had her hair done by a professional hairdresser. We studied for the exam together. They are skateboarding in the park. Do you have any siblings? He's checking his email. We are preparing for a job interview. After the snowfall, they made a snowman. He has to finish his report before the meeting. He needs to learn to play the guitar. I will be on vacation until the beginning of July. Sometimes we cook dinner together. I am planning to buy a new car. By the time he graduates, he will have already started his internship. He set up a YouTube channel to share his DIY projects. Are you playing a musical instrument? He had his bike painted a different color. He rarely drinks coffee. He did not practice speaking English and his fluency did not improve as a result. The book was published last month. He wants to try skydiving. He needs to save money for his future. They want to learn to speak French. The train arrived at midnight. They want to learn how to dance salsa. I always get up early. I had been working on this project for 3 months before finally completing it. Flowers were planted in the garden. You often go to the movies. He saved money by cutting back on unnecessary spending and was able to afford a vacation as a result. The article argues that globalization has both positive and negative effects. He had his computer formatted by a technician. Were they dating for a long time before they decided to break up? They sing a song. If only I had a personal assistant, I could manage my tasks more efficiently. The cat sleeps lazily. We lived in that house for 5 years. She's going to make a cake for her birthday. They usually have dinner at a restaurant. By the end of the quarter, they will have met their sales targets. Have you checked your email yet? I prefer action movies to romantic comedies. We had already bought tickets when the concert was cancelled. Sometimes they play video games together. Despite the difficulties, they were determined to succeed. I often go for a walk in the park. They are swimming in the pool. They look alike. I have visited the art museum many times. The conference will be held in March. The window was opened by the wind. We are studying for the English exam. The students laughed at the teacher's joke. If I had a time machine, I would visit the future. We should be grateful for what we have. The project was completed ahead of schedule. We hiked in the mountains. They usually go out for dinner on Fridays. If you had told me earlier, I would have prepared dinner. He read an interesting book yesterday. Was she studying for a test before she got distracted by a phone call? Was he running for the marathon before he hurt his ankle? They were not prepared for the meeting and felt unprepared as a result. I'm cooking dinner. She rarely puts on makeup. She was knitting a sweater for her sister. When they wake up, we will have prepared breakfast. Students are preparing for the school theater. She took a self-defense class to feel more confident. It's faster than it looks. The doorman cleaned the windows. It is mandatory to wear a helmet while cycling. Flowers sway in the wind. They always go on vacation in the summer. We are watching a football match. We are going swimming in the afternoon. I have to cook for my family tonight. Baby is crying. If we had followed the instructions, we would not have failed. The problem was fixed by the IT department. Have you ever ridden a horse? He saved enough money to buy a new car. The project was delayed due to unforeseen circumstances. It snows a lot in winter. The concert lasted 2 hours. They had been discussing politics for hours but could not reach a consensus. We'll be back in a few days. I will start my own business in the near future. He forgot to set his alarm and woke up late. He was playing tennis on the local court. The company will launch a new product next year. He was writing a letter to his pen pal. I lost my wallet on the bus, my friend said. By next month she will have learned to speak French fluently. See you at the party after dinner. The project was completed ahead of time. The children ate the cake. I will take 3 days off. They lack motivation. I'm cleaning my room. He read the newspaper every morning. The movie was directed by a famous director. They have finished the construction of the house. I was jogging in the park when I saw my old friend. They must finish their work ahead of time. He said to his sister, I'll pick you up from the airport. He should have sent the email earlier. I need to finish writing this article. She looks sad. He did not practice speaking English and his fluency did not improve as a result. Despite the delay, we came to the party with pleasure. They must ask permission before leaving the classroom. The error was noticed too late. I had been working at the computer for hours when it suddenly crashed and I lost all my progress. He prefers to read a book rather than watch TV. The company is developing new products. The money was stolen from the bank. The event will take place next month. We hiked in the mountains. Have you ever tried scuba diving? We should take a break and relax for a while. They had known each other for a long time before they got married. She got soaked in the rain because she forgot her umbrella. He has already packed his suitcase. He's training for the triathlon. They moved to a new city last year. We love to eat ice cream in the summer. She hopes to become a successful writer. I believe love is more important than money. He usually wears a suit at weddings. We are excited to start our new business. I have to call my friend and invite him to the party. The baby was sleeping peacefully but then woke up crying. The book was published last month. He had his computer repaired at the repair shop. Easily forgives. I will never give up on my dreams no matter how hard it is. My family visited me last week. He has already finished his homework. I wish he had attended the wedding ceremony. The children were exhausted by evening because they had been playing outside all day. The boy seen running in the park is my cousin. I was taking pictures while on vacation in Paris. She needs to practice singing for the audition. I am doing my homework. They work on homework all week. I enjoy gardening as a hobby, even if it is time-consuming. When we arrived at the station, the train had already left. He lost his keys again. This city is bigger than I grew up in. He submitted an article to a scientific journal. While the project is ambitious, it is certainly achievable. Had they finished cleaning the house before the guests arrived? The clock struck midnight and fireworks lit up the sky. They usually have lunch in the office cafeteria. You rarely watch movies. I wish I hadn't sold his old car. He fixed the broken bike. He did not take care of his health and fell ill as a result. He needs to learn to play the guitar. Students take notes. We cleaned the house after the party. The wind is blowing strong. The article explores the link between diet and mental health. He will study engineering at university. The movie starts at 6 p.m. They usually go shopping on Saturdays. Have you seen the newly released movie? Asked. The house was built in 1890. He's training for the marathon race. He had his car inspected at the auto repair shop. He wants to be a successful entrepreneur. The decision was made by the committee. I was playing the guitar while my brother was singing. He wishes not to miss the opportunity to study abroad. He had been rehearsing his speech for days, so he did it with confidence. They ate a balanced diet and, as a result, maintained their health. You should turn off the TV before going to bed. He needs to apologize for his rude behavior. They never go to bed late. They want to learn to speak Spanish. The team is studying for the football tournament. Will you come to the party? Workers were repairing the roof of the house. They want to learn to play chess. He was born on a sunny day. He would rather play basketball than football. She's cooking dinner. I wish I could travel to space. We had visited that restaurant before. We must be patient in difficult situations. They ate a heavy meal and felt sluggish as a result. The boy seen running in the park is my cousin. The concert was liked by everyone. Have you ever tried surfing? He is watering the plants. He will have learned to surf next summer. He invested in real estate and made a profit as a result. I write poetry. I can't go to the cinema tonight. I have to work. He saved money to buy a new car. I'm babysitting my niece tomorrow. I wish they knew about the party. Last night's concert was louder than I expected. He tried to play the piano every day and as a result became a talented pianist. I have to finish this book before the movie comes out. My sister doesn't eat meat. Are you wearing a hat? They don't smoke. He was born in May. Had he been playing video games all day before his mother told him to do his homework? He upgraded his laptop with more RAM. I was working out regularly, but then I injured my knee and had to take a break. By the end of the training program he will have mastered this skill. If they had won the game, they would have made it to the final. We must help those in need. Are you coming to the party tonight? Have you ever tried skydiving before your trip to Australia? They had been discussing politics for hours but could not reach a consensus. The problem discussed in class required extensive research. We visit our grandparents every Sunday. The smell of freshly baked bread filled the oven. The girl sitting next to me is my best friend. The company will expand its operations in the coming months. It's snowing outside. I wish I could speak French fluently. We will have a meeting in the morning. I wish I had studied harder for the exam. The problem discussed in class required extensive research. I was walking my dog in the park when it started to rain. He has played football all his life. He had upgraded his phone to the latest model. Concert Saturday night. Where did you meet with your best friend? They asked. We prefer watching movies at home rather than going to the cinema. We have to clean the house before the guests arrive. He did not pay attention to the lesson and, as a result, did not understand the lesson. We'd rather eat out than cook tonight. They dated for years before deciding to get married. He doesn't eat sugar. I can't eat spicy food. It's too hot for me. Jenny finished her homework before dinner. The teacher should have explained the lesson in a more understandable way. He may have to work late tonight. We plan to have a picnic in the park tomorrow. The government had the building inspected for safety. I have an appointment in 2 days. They had been waiting at the airport for hours when their flight was finally announced. Did you hear the news? Students were arguing about homework in class. I can't wait to go on vacation, he said. It's faster than it looks. It's raining. The horse the rider rode won the equestrian competition. He wishes he could talk to animals. They prefer to go for a walk rather than go shopping. They are going on vacation during the summer vacation. The report was written in haste. I will have finished my work before the deadline. If I were a famous actress, I would travel the world for movie premieres. He can lend you his car if you ask nicely. My mother said to me, clear your room before your friends come. The sun is shining brightly. I find science fiction movies more entertaining than dramas. I learned to play the guitar to join a band. She is knitting a sweater. I don't smoke. We were hiking in the mountains and enjoying the scenery. When we got to the cinema, the movie had been playing for half an hour. I'm cooking dinner for my family. You should turn off the TV before going to bed. My brother was driving the car. They arrived in time for the concert. Sometimes they have dinner at an upscale restaurant. Despite criticism, the artist remained true to his style. He is a famous journalist who has written many influential articles. He is repairing the car. The recipe should have been applied more carefully. They play tennis every weekend. He is playing the guitar. I ate a delicious cake at the patisserie. Workers repair the road. Don't forget to lock the door on your way out, my mom said. He chose the scenic route and enjoyed the beautiful scenery as a result. They should have listened to customer complaints. He got the job even though he didn't have much experience. They want to buy a new house in the city. I had already packed my bags before the taxi arrived. We were looking for a new job. He doesn't drink coffee in the evening. I read an interesting article about the benefits of reading. You must be quiet in the library. They had been dating for a year when they decided to get engaged. We delivered the food to our home. I usually have breakfast at home. The manager engaged employees in a training session. The train does not stop at this station. I have watered the plants regularly and they have grown beautifully as a result. They've already watched the new episode. They will have finished their meal by the time we arrive. I will study for my exam tomorrow. My boss gets angry if I'm late for work. I have an appointment at 2 in the afternoon. They will have finished their meal by the time we arrive. He had already left the airport when I came to pick him up. The problem was fixed by the IT department. The letter was written in English. He had already sent the email when he realized his mistake. He recognizes his old friend. I'm meeting my friends for dinner. The new movie is more exciting than the previous one. I'm going to visit my parents at the weekend. They decided to start a family. The car my brother drives is a sports car. He had his laptop repaired at the repair shop. I'm going to learn to swim this summer, he said to his friend. We were waiting in the ticket queue when they announced that the tickets for the show were sold out. They went on a journey to explore different cities. We had been planning the surprise party for weeks before she found out. If I had the talent to play an instrument, I could join a band. We've known each other since high school. The doorbell rings loudly. Despite the noise, he managed to concentrate on his work. The river flows calmly. If we had left on time, we would not have been stuck in traffic. They go to the movies from time to time. He will have fixed the computer until you need it. By next year, he will have saved enough to buy a house. I'll send you a postcard from my trip. If you watered the plants, they wouldn't die. I wish I had a better work-life balance. The doorbell rings loudly. He tried to play the piano every day and as a result became a talented pianist. He recognizes his old friend. We often go swimming in the lake. I wish I could eat whatever I want without gaining weight. Together they can form a group. Had he bought a lottery ticket, he would have won the jackpot. I will attend a conference on entrepreneurship. It may be necessary to call a plumber to fix the leak. They are watching a movie right now. I will have found a new job by the end of the month. We had already eaten dinner when the guests arrived. She was cooking when the guests arrived. I wish he had traveled more when he was younger. The tree was planted in the garden.